All right. This is the first ugly video at the start of what I'm calling Project 342. And what that means is I'm going to attempt a 3 hour and 42 minute marathon this fall, September 6th in Illinois, because the race is literally called Last Chance for Boston. And it's the weekend before the last weekend you can qualify to get into next year's Boston Marathon. Uh, a 342 is 8 minutes faster than my qualifying time, which is 3 hours and 50 minutes. I don't have the mile splits right now. I'm not up for math. The last two marathons I have run have been poor for me. There's no other way to say it. My legs have run out of power. Um, I think there was some emotional issues in there as well, and we'll get to those down the road. But today is the start um, of the road to 342. I had 2 more miles to go. I was doing supposed to be an 8 mile workout. Do you hear this treadmill? Need some WD-40. Anyway, it was supposed to be 8 miles, and I was doing a tempo run, which means the middle miles are faster. I had to stop after each middle mile and walk because I couldn't sustain the pace, which for me, uh, it was somewhere around 10.5 minute miles. And that is not fast enough for a 342 marathon, but I have to start at small increments. So, like I said, I was supposed to finish 8 miles. I stopped with just under two left because my stomach was telling me, girl, you better pull over. So I went to go hit the restroom. And of course, and luckily I noticed this ahead of time, there's no toilet paper. So the good thing is I got the hardest miles in. I always rate it. 0 is like sitting on the couch. 10 is uh, the hardest effort that's going to make me pass out. So this was probably about a 7.5. Uh, it would have been a 7.5 had I finished it, but like I said, I got the hardest miles done. I did the 4 fast ones in between. So I'm going to post something every day about what I'm doing to get there. So now what I'm going to do, besides go to the bathroom, is a uh, post run protein drink. It's really important to get that in for women, especially within the 30 to 45 minutes after a workout. So I bought some goodies at the store. Taking care of your body's expensive, but not as expensive as it falling apart on you. So that's that. This is day one. And I'm okay with this because um, I really want to make this effort and see what we can do. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey everybody, day 2 of the road to 342. I guess I just rhymed without meaning to. All right, so today is an off day for me. So I did a challenging run last night, and I'm going to make today Sunday fun day. And what I've been trying to do, I've been in Colorado just a little over a year, and I've really not explored much. I have locally, but I just realized that, man, look at what I have literally in my backyard. So there's downtown Boulder area. This is 10 minutes of walking from my place. So today is a walking day. And I got a lot of sleep last night. I made sure to sleep in. I have been using the compression boots to give my legs a little recharge. And today is also going to be a yoga day. So there's something called yin yoga, Y-I-N, and it's really good for your fascial system. And so I'll be doing some of that later this afternoon as well. But right now, I had a massive lunch. So I need to walk that off a little bit. And so that's why I'm out here and just enjoying some nature and just being super grateful that it's Sunday Fun Day. So I'm actually not really sore today. So I'm grateful for that. And part of that is, again, I made sure I had a protein shake when I finished last night. did the boots, and got a lot of sleep. So I'm going to keep exploring, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, day 3 of Project 342. I'm in the boots, and I got my protein shake here. I just had a very small workout, but it was pretty intense. I don't know if I can flip the screen. Nope. I'll just say hi. Hi. I just had a shower. So I'm in the boots, and this is a common thing for me to do after a workout. So it just helps kind of refresh the legs, help with circulation, and really it just gives me an excuse to lie down after a workout and a shower. And so I'll do this for about 25 minutes or so. You can change it to be whatever time. I probably should make it a little bit less, but anyway, feels pretty good. And it just feels like like it's not a massage, but like if you're wringing out a towel. So if it just a little squeeze to the legs. So it's not going to hurt anything. So I figure it's a good way to just kind of recover. And I'm not going to lie, I watch a little of the Kardashians while I do this. Yep, there, I said it. They're part of my training program. All right, I'm sure I'll talk about them again. See you later. Hey everybody, day 4 of Project 342. Luckily, I feel better than this treadmill sounds. So I'm in the lever system because I did a longer run. I did 11 miles, and I've been hitting it kind of hard lately, so I wanted to give my legs a little reprieve because I have a speed workout tomorrow. So it's kind of a lot in a short amount of time, but I don't have a lot of time. So I have to say though, even though I was in this system, this pulley system here, and it was assisting me, so I wasn't full weight bearing, this was the best I felt running in a long time. And I haven't been able to say that in a long time. So I've had a couple of rough runs to start, and tomorrow's going to be rough because it's hill work. But I'm encouraged already, and we're making progress. So for that, I think I will celebrate with some post-run potato chips. See you tomorrow. All right, day 6 of Project 342. It's almost time for the pool to be closed, and I've put this off as long as I can. Many of you know that when I finish a marathon, back in the day, I used to do an ice bath. I don't like being cold. However, when you have sore muscles, sometimes it really helps. So while my original plan was to do a couple laps in the pool, I'm just going to be happy to just stand in there. So I'm going to do that right now. I have no idea what the temperature is. So we're going to see. Oh, that's not bad at all. Thank God. It paused. I don't know why. Anyway, I said after the pool, I'm going to the hot tub, but you don't need to see that. All right, see you tomorrow. All right, everybody, this is the day 7 of the 342 project. So tomorrow's going to be 8 weeks till the race. And so I wanted to share what today's, so much for my beautiful unboxing plan. Pull to open. Well, let's give it a try. Anyway, what I wanted to share today, oh, yes, it does work, is the importance of taking care of your feet. And it's interesting. I've had 2 runners in the last week that I've worked with that haven't changed their shoes in months. And, I get it. Shoes are not cheap, but neither's getting hurt or sacrificing your workout. And, the feet are super important. It's the first thing that we land on. So having fresh shoes is really, really important because it makes a difference. That's the first thing that hits the ground, and there is a ripple effect for lack of a better term, all the way up the body. So you want to make sure that, anyway, your feet are taken care of. So it was Amazon Prime Day, and I've had shoes in mind for a while, but so I got some new Sauconys. And for me, I really like Sauconys. These are the endorphin shift with speed roll. Anyway, I've just found that Sauconys work well for me, but these are going to be for a training, like, you know, mid-range mileage, you know, somewhere around 8 to 13, somewhere around there, miles. So shoes are like tools. You don't open a toolbox and only find a hammer sitting in there. So you want to make sure that you have multiple shoes. So this is just the first pair that I'm getting. You'll see, I'll show you when the next one comes along, but this is just, I'm actually getting ready to go out on a walk right now. And I need to wear these because I'm wearing them for I've got 8 miles I'm doing today. So that myth that you have to take a week to break in shoes, you don't. So I'm going to go walk around in them now and wear them later. But keep your feet happy, super important. Hey everyone. All right, today is day 8 of the 342 project. And so that means for those of you that don't want to do the counting, it's been a week and a day, and it's Saturday, which means there is 8 weeks until the actual race, September 6th, which is on a Saturday. So I just literally got done with what I think was 8 miles. So I learned a lot of lessons today. One of them is make sure your watch is charged, because that's how I tell my distance. It shut off. I guess better the watch shutting off than me, which was another thing. I had a little bathroom situation, luckily. On the flip side of that, I found a new park to visit, which was lovely, except for the people who were waiting for me in the bathroom. But we don't need to go over all of those details. And I was thinking about it on the way home, that our brain automatically goes to negative thoughts, right? It's very easy to think about what went wrong. So I was thinking about that, starting to, and then I decided, no, let's talk about what went right. And the good news is, this was the furthest that I've gone outside off the treadmill in a long time. So I'm happy with that. I have my new shoes on, and no blisters or anything, so that was good. They felt really good. It was cool outside today. And what was the other thing? Oh, the breathing wasn't horrible. So, and I didn't have to stop and walk, except on my way to the bathroom. So, 8 weeks, 2 months, I got some work to do, but I'm in the game, and that's the most important thing. So it has been, last Saturday I started this video stuff, and I haven't skipped. I've wanted to, but I haven't. I also have some work to do on my hip. Good thing I know a PT that can help me. Wink. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Day 9 on the road to 342. So I had, yesterday was a longer run outside. It was 8 miles, and I've had some trouble with not trouble, just some tightness in my hip. So today we are nipping all that in the bud. So it was a rest day, and I'm in the gym doing some weight stuff, some mobility stuff, and I've got this band here because I'm stretching out the capsule of my hip in addition to the muscles. So the capsule sits underneath there. Anyway, it's kind of awful, but awfully good at the same time. So today is kind of pit stop work. And I ate a lot because I got another long run tomorrow. So making sure that we do the body maintenance in conjunction with the running to keep all the parts moving. See you tomorrow. Hey everybody,
All right, day 9 of the 342 project. So today's contribution was being a human being. And I could come on here and say, oh, I did some jumping today, or I did, some walks or whatever to make it seem like I did something, but I didn't. I chose not to do my workout today, and I'm a human being. So I needed to get it done tonight, and I chose to get distracted by some other things. So sometimes that happens, and I don't like it, and I don't like the way it feels, and I certainly don't like admitting it, but I will do it just to say that, guess what, we're human. And I'm okay with it. The good thing is I am not beating myself up for it. I used to. But now I'm just going to have a cup of tea, relax, and tomorrow I'll get after it. So, it's just like anything else. If you are trying to lose weight and you have a day where, you kind of fall off the wagon, as long as you don't fall off that wagon 2 days in a row, you're doing all right. So I'll talk to you tomorrow when I'm on the wagon. All right, see you then. All right, project 342, day 10. So we're in double digits now. And I did double digits tonight. This was a half marathon, slow but complete, which is the opposite of yesterday, which was me choosing not to run. But I was thinking about something, excuse me, that if today was double digits 10 days in a row, and if I only missed one day, you do the math, but I'm pretty happy with that. So that's why, like I said yesterday, falling off the wagon one day is one thing, but not 2 in a row. All right, so I want to share what I used tonight. I was going to say a drink of water. So these are Barrett Performance Nutrition gels. So this is apple cinnamon, which I did not think I would like, but I actually really do. It's good. And then this one is mixed Jerry. I don't know who Jerry is. Mixed berry, but it's caffeinated. And Barrett Performance Nutrition, I really like. Nick Bear is the owner. I really like his stuff. It's clean, it's authentic. I typically don't use that for Boston because the brand Morton is on the course. So I try to use what's on the course, but for my race, I'm providing the nutrition. So this is what I'm going to be using because it seems to be working for me. So I did stop after the first hour, hit the restroom, and I'm using the lever system. I wanted to make sure the shorts were readjusted so they didn't chafe because I didn't put the Body Glide on. But all in all, good run. Actually, probably one of the best runs, dare I say it, that I've had in a really long time. So there is work to be done, but I am starting to see little glimmers of improvement. More on that tomorrow. All right, day 11 on the 342 project. So yesterday had long run, today was run club. Want to do a little footwork, some agility work. So this is an 8-inch box, and so what I'm going to do is just kind of get my feet used to moving faster because I need them to move really fast on September 6th. So I'm just going to start nice and easy, just switching back and forth, toe touch. I'm not counting. If you want, you can time it. For me, I'm just doing a little bit. So we do forward and backward. So then I'll do side to side. Okay. So on here, you're going to hear me get continuously out of breath. Okay. And then the third one, rotating. Call this one a surfer jump. Okay. Do this, catch my breath. Then you could also, on a lower box, I start with I do some single leg jumps. I don't love doing forward jumps because with running, that's so often what we see. So doing a lateral jump, balancing, coming back. Up with, whoa! Up with 2, land with 1. Okay, so same thing, other side here. Up with 2, and then just step off. Okay, then you would repeat. Back and forth. Okay, then you can really take this one to double time. That's hard. And then rotate. Bam, just like that. There you have it, nice and out of breath. Okay, I think today is day 12 of the 342 project. Today was a day off, which was awesome. And so now I decided with the 10 minutes left that the pool is open. I don't need the pool, but decided to come in the hot tub. And you know what I did tonight? Nothing. So I worked during the day. I had to take my computer into the Apple store, and by the time I got home, it was probably close to 8 o'clock. And normally I'm in this like push. And I thought, you know what? I was gonna just like pop a pizza in or whatever. I was like, no, I should eat well. So I had a turkey burger, avocado, carrots. But if you dip them and stuff, it's not bad. And then, so I'm gonna do this hot tub. I relaxed, I watched like TV. And then by the time I get back, I'll rinse off, have some green tea, read, and go to bed early, which early for me is before midnight. I'm a night owl. So I just decided tonight I needed to get some extra rest because I got a lot of miles coming up this weekend and I want to make the most of them. So that's what's happening, y'all. I enjoyed my day of rest and I'm going to make sure I get some rest tonight. See you tomorrow. All right. Hey, everybody. Day 13 of the 342 project. And normally we would say lucky 13, right? And I'm hoping for a little bit of luck right now. I don't think you could see behind me. So the wind is stirring up. There was a bunch of people in the park and they're bailing. The thunder is in the background. And I was planning to take a walk today as just a warm up for the activity. I've got a 5-mile run and I was going to do a bike ride. Wanted to get my bike out. But, excuse me, you know, rainstorms are a little different here in Boulder. I found that they come up quick and they can be pretty powerful. So this really doesn't have to do with my activity today. I'm just giving you the weather report. But it is having to do with, I might have to change my plan, which is to modify. I'm not going to be out riding my bike in this. I can tell you that. So it might have to get moved. Thank goodness that I've got a treadmill by me, but and also thank goodness my place is 5 minutes away. All right. Anyway, so I will tell you this. So at day 13, so just shy of 2 weeks into really focusing on my training, I feel a difference. I feel a difference physically, which means I feel different mentally, which means, for lack of better terms, as one of my clients said, Nicole, this shit is working. So it's working, y'all. And I'm excited because I've got more work to do, but it's always reassuring to start to see some results. So, all right. Oh, it's really raining. All right, I'm out of here. I am not, just because I won't be on the bike today, doesn't mean I get to just sit down and do nothing. I will find a way, whether it's some yoga, I could do that from home, just to keep my body doing what it's supposed to be doing. All right, Auntie M, Uncle Henry, Dorothy's coming home. It's a twister. See ya. All right, today is day 14, 342 project, a little different view. So 2 weeks in, which means I'm 7 weeks out. And tonight, I'm proud, and I don't say that very often, but I never used to say it because a lot of the workouts, when I say used to, in prime marathon time, took for granted the ease of workouts. Yes, it was still hard, but not at the level where it is now. So, first of all, the fact that I got here, yesterday I was supposed to do, I tried to do 6, and I shut it down after 3. I could tell right in the beginning. Sometimes your body just, you could just tell. I know for me, doing this long enough, I just didn't have it. So I was happy to get 3 yesterday, but today I was like, okay, I've always said, one bad workout, that's one thing, but you can't have 2 in a row. So I really waited too late in the day, shocker for me, to do this. But so I'm proud because it was a big mental and physical. This was a lot of times I'll rate my runs. 0 is like super easy. 0 is walking. And 10 means I'm off the treadmill because it was too hard. So this was about a 9 by the end, and it was just a progressive. I just went a little faster each mile, but this is the fastest I've been able to run here on this treadmill since I've gotten a Boulder, and there was no stopping, so I'm super happy about that. It's the little things. You know, I've got 7 weeks of little victories, but they're gonna build compound interest for September 7th, or September 6th. September 7th, it's too late. So I want you to remember that. It's not always like massive gains. It's just the little wins stacked up. Keep stacking them, stacking them, stacking them. Speaking of stack, it made me think of a stack of pancakes, which made me think of food, which made me think of potato chips, which is one of the things I love after a run. So they will definitely taste good. Although potato chips and protein shake is not good. I've learned that. So I'll figure it out. But anyway, just like I said, I'm proud of this one, and tomorrow's a rest day. So I kept telling myself that. All right, so just, yeah, I had to think about the fact that it's 7 weeks with a 2-week, kind of recovering before the marathon. So these next 5 weeks, I need to do a lot of stacking. So tonight was a win, a W, right? All right, see you tomorrow. Okay, well, let me just show you. 6 weeks, 6 days into the 342 project. I wanted to get the sunset in the background. So guess what I was just out doing? I'm still a little bit out of breath. This was my 3rd time. There was a bug. This was my 3rd time on my bike this year. And last year I was on it, I think, twice. So it hangs on my wall in my apartment. So I definitely don't use it that often. And oh my gosh, the first time I took it back out again, after not riding it, my butt was so sore because the seat on this thing is not very padded. Luckily my own is, but anyway, so I've progressed to a whopping 30 minutes on the bike, but what it's really good for 2 things. For me, feels like I can kind of spin my legs out a little bit more, but also I'm gonna work on doing twice a week, minimum of 30 minutes, and I'll see what I can progress to. The hills out here are no joke. The last time when I was on my bike last summer, the last time I was on this, I ended up walking it because I could not get up a hill. It was humbling, to say the least. Maybe that's why it stayed up on my wall all winter. But one of the reasons why I'm using this again is because my fastest marathon time was right around the time that I had trained for an Ironman. and there was a lot of miles, bike miles, that I had put in, and I didn't really get it at the time, but my fastest marathon time was, I have no doubt, because my legs were so strong from the bike. So because I need everything I can get for this marathon cycle, I decided to bust out old Smurfette. Yep, that's her name, all right. Smurfette and I are hitting the road twice a week, where it's not so much pounding and it's not as boring as lifting, but it's just another way to work on strengthening my legs. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I wanted to share with you. And I'm going to be doing a little stretching tonight too. So it was a non-running day, big eating day too, because I've got more miles tomorrow. So that's what today was. It was beautiful out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, day 16, 342 project. So today was going to be my long run. Tomorrow's a rest day. I flipped it because my stomach was flipping today. So I decided I always want to give myself the flexibility to pivot if I need to, but I still need to do something. So this is what I did this evening. So I came over here, I hang from this bar, and I'm too short to grab it. So I stretch out a little bit. I put my foot in the little stirrup there. Ladies, you know, mentioning foot in the stirrup can be fear-provoking, but this was to do pull-ups. So I did 5 assisted pull-ups. And then here, I gotta show you this. It's kind of funny, some medicine balls. I have never seen this before. A medicine ball that was blown out. Guess you could say my stomach understands, but I did not blow out the medicine ball. So I did some medicine ball rotations. I did some lunges. And, you know, if you do lunges, you can easily go into an overhead press. I did 3 rounds of this stuff. My first one, I did a forward one to a bicep curl. Second one was overhead press. Third was the shoulder. So, you know, just mixing it up. Doesn't have to be perfect, and to be quite honest, makes it fun. Right there is where I did 3 sets of 11 push-ups. Dr. Vonda Wright says we need to be able to do 11 push-ups, so I did 3 different variations. I won't bore you with that. Mix it up. And then right here, I did some power jumps for distance. So the first one I did forward, 10 like forward jumps. Second round was lateral jumps. And the third one was rotational with me reaching up as high as I could. And then that's it, like 3 rounds, done. And I should have timed how long it took, enough to make me sweat and get out of breath and say I'm done, check. So, and again, it doesn't have to be a lot. I read something today by Stephen Bartlett. He wrote, I was reading literally his book, Diary of a CEO, and he talked about like 1% every day. And I know that that James Clear does that with his book, Atomic Habits. Well, guess what? There's the reason they're both talking about it, because it works. Just putting in a little bit is always better than nothing. So tomorrow, hopefully, not hopefully, I'll be back at it. And no matter what, I'll make it work. So we're shooting for 16 miles tomorrow. I don't have to do strength because I did it today. So there you have it. All right, bring on day 17. Peace out. All right, day 17 of the 342 project. So I just finished. I'm gonna stretch, take you through I'm gonna have you hang out with me. See, I can see you over here. Oh. So I just finished 12 miles on the treadmill, and y'all, it was rough. I didn't have the lever system tonight. I wasn't up for it. Plus, I wanted to see what I was capable of on my own 2 feet. last week. The most I've done without the assist of the lever system has been 8 miles. So I wanted to see what I could do today. Barely made 12, but that's 4 more miles since last time, so I'll take it. I had to stop twice because of my stomach, and it was definitely slow, but you know what? It's done. And I did it, and there was a point, not gonna lie, I thought about not doing it. I mean, ideally, if I had the lever system, I would have done 16, but I didn't have enough time. I still am gonna be not getting enough rest, but which is really hard for me because I'm a night owl, but I've really been trying to focus on sleep and recovery, which is why I gotta stretch. So we made it. 12 the hard way, we'll call it. And I was thinking about it when I was on the treadmill. My long run days are numbered, and they really, all of them count so much from this point forward. But that being said, I'm optimistic. You know, it used to be about mileage, but now it's what shape is the body in. So knowing that even a long run of 15, 16 miles would be enough. Because you know what the most important thing is? Not my visor, what's inside of it is mindset. Well, now my mindset is to stretch, protein, shower, maybe not in that order. Yeah, it is. I'm hungry. And then off to bed. Tomorrow's sprint day. See ya. All right, day 18, 342 project. So today was Wednesday. It's Run Club Day, where I go across the street to the Runner's Roost. They have a 3K run, 5K run, 3 mile. And for the last couple weeks, I've been doing sprints on the hill. And it was probably about 15 degrees cooler tonight. So I think it was about 75 degrees when I left. And I don't know if it was drop in temperature, just repetition, but this was the best that I felt running that route in general ever. I was telling my good friend John, who unfortunately sustained an injury tonight on the hill because he was sprinting with me, and John is 72 years old. And he did it last week, but I was going a little faster today, and I think he was going faster and his hamstring did not tolerate that. But I was telling him a year ago, I remember the first time I tried that run, and it was awful. Just not even like, just trying to even get up the hill. It was awful. And tonight, I was like, this is pretty good. I mean, it wasn't fast, but it felt better. And so many of you will know the difference in just how your body feels, irrespective of speed. So the speed will come, hopefully. I've got more time to work on that. I was still even a little sore from my workout yesterday, hence why I'm in the hot tub today, past hours. Shh, that's why I'm being quiet. So, closes at 10. I think it's like 10:10. So if I get hauled off here, it'll be entertaining for you. But tomorrow's a rest day, which I'm really glad about, but I need to do some stretching because I'm going to be in the car. Going down to visit my parents and my brother and sister, and it's almost a 3-hour drive, so that's not so great on the hips. So I got to make sure I stretch. But all in all, it was a good day for Project 342. See ya. All right. This is day 17, 18, I can't remember, and I'm not going to do the math right now of the 342 project. What I do know is that I missed yesterday. I can't believe it. I just flat out missed it. I am down in Pueblo, Colorado at my parents' place, and driving down here, we had weather like this and there was a storm. I was doing a virtual session with some clients, and whammo, the power was knocked out, which has never happened ever when I've been doing a session. And my dad, God love him, he's so sweet. They had a generator upstairs. I was in the basement, pitch black. I was using my phone. My dad, one in each hand, brought me a little lantern so I could do my session. So yesterday's workout for me, it was a non-running day. So I took that on the bike for 30 minutes in the morning before I came down here, which I'm glad I did, because I did not have a chance to do anything else. And now today, I'm supposed to do a 6-mile run, which I hope I'm going to get in. Out here, the rain comes fast, and it can be pretty wicked. So I think what I'm going to do, it's going to be brutal, but I'm just going to have to stay close to home and just do short distance. And so this will be a mental win for today. Short distance, because if the rain strikes fast, I'm in trouble, so I don't want to go too far. So that's my parents' place right there. And yeah, so I'll be on these roads, but it looks a little daunting. But gotta make it happen, gotta make something happen. 342, baby. Hey, I'll say this. So tomorrow is 3 weeks exactly that I've been doing what I've been doing, yapping every day. But I was telling my client today, the 1% better does seem to be working. So I feel a shift in my body, and I'm still slow, unfortunately. But I've got 6 more weeks. So gotta keep going. Not gonna quit, for crying out loud. Gotta throw everything I have into it. And the good thing is, after 3 weeks, I'm seeing an improvement in I'm seeing some change. So I'll keep going. All right, more tomorrow. Bye. All right, it's Saturday. Happy Saturday. So that means we are 6 weeks exactly. You guys can't see this, but there's a cow staring at me right now as I'm filming this. I'm going down the driveway so we can visit it. I just saw it moving along down there. Anyway, so we are 6 weeks from the marathon, and we are in the 342 project here. So today we had to pivot. Yesterday, the good news was I was not stuck in rain. It was spitting a little bit, so I made it out running. The bad news was it was 90-something degrees. I thought, oh, that doesn't bother me. Well, I don't know if you could see the cow running. No, you can't. I can, but you can't. It's funny. Maybe it knows I'm doing a video about running. You don't see cows running too often. Anyway, so yesterday I was able to get out. I was thinking I would do a 5-mile run, just to shake out, just to kind of clear out my legs a little bit. It was hot. By the end, I actually stopped to walk for 2 minutes just because I was not comfortable. And so because it was it wasn't a speed day or anything like that, I just decided that I would take it easy and that today I would double it. Today was supposed to be 8 miles. I slept. I needed to sleep this morning, and I thought, I'll see what it's like. We're going to turn around so you can see my parents' place. I just thought, okay, I'm going to just get some sleep this morning, which I'm glad I did because my body needed it. Recovery is super important. My legs were, ouch, bug bit me. My legs were a little janky yesterday, sore-wise, but I did some jumping, agility stuff after the run, and I just decided, I'm here with my family, so we hung out today, and it got up to 104 outside today. Right now it's still pretty warm. We just had dinner, and so I'm gonna have to get up tomorrow morning, set an alarm. I don't love setting an alarm to run, but you got a goal, and when you got a goal, when you got a goal, you got to go. So that's my plan for tomorrow. Today was pivot. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Enjoy the family. And we'll be back at it tomorrow. See you then. Okay, so somehow I think my math was off, and the numbers for the 342 project, the days, seem to have slipped by, but I think this is day 22, because yesterday was Saturday, and that was 3 weeks since I started this project, so 7 times 3 is 21 plus 1. Anyway, so I almost died tonight. Not really, but it felt like it. So with marathon training and Boston qualifying marathon training, there's, it's never linear. Good days and bad days. And tonight was supposed to be 8 miles with what we call a threshold, or just continuous building, increasing the pace. And I had to stop after 3.5 miles because I had to go to the bathroom. So my stomach has always been sensitive, and so as I'm training my legs, I'm also training my GI system as well. The problem with night training is you have a whole day of food that's in your body. So, well, it's not in it anymore. Anyway, so I had to stop halfway through, which ruins the threshold, but instead of bagging the whole workout, I just picked up where I left off and went for another climb, and I just got out of the bathroom, but I finished the last part, and it was really hard. So that is good, because I wanted to stop and I didn't. And then the bad part was, like, my stomach was not having it. So, I just make notes of these things, and the good thing was I definitely pushed myself and did the whole workout, but again, more to be done. So I'm gonna stretch, was gonna do a little lifting, but I'm pretty literally wiped out. So I'm gonna get some protein back in and replenish, we'll just say that. Sorry if that's TMI, but that's marathon training. See you tomorrow. All right, day 23, I think, 342 project. There's the evidence. Had a couple weights out here tonight. I also was using the box step not only to stretch, but these guys right here, they're for doing assisted pull-ups. And I used all of them. I used all the assists I could get. As a matter of fact, let me see if I could show you. Then that'll count as my extra credit. Hopefully, I won't do a butt shot. All right, so stand up here on this board or box, grab a hold here, put one foot in all the bands, push down on the bands, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's enough of that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands, and I did, I'm out of breath, see from that. 5 pull-ups there, and that was my 4th round, so we can do the math. I have a sore calf, so from last night's tempo run, I was a little sore today, so I decided, number 1, not to push it, and to just do walking. I did do a bike ride tonight, 30 minutes to just try and spin out a little bit. It's just sore, and I thought, I don't have sprint work tonight. That's supposed to be Wednesday. So my hypervolt came today, so I used that, stretched out. I was gonna do some agility stuff tonight. I tried to do some jumping, and I just thought it's probably not the best idea. So again, still early on, when these little niggles pop up, it's important to pay attention to them and not push. So, and again, that's a good reason tomorrow I have a lever run where I'm using the assist on the treadmill. So that's what that thing's for anyway. So the timing couldn't be better. So I'll get some rest tonight. Stretch one more time. Oh, I could put the muscle soreness stuff. I got some like a topical thing I could put on there, but it's minor. So it just means I was compensating at the end of my run last night. All right, enough of that. Me and my pull-ups, assisted pull-ups, are gonna get to bed. So that was it for today, the ancillary workout. I did pick up two 20-pound dumbbells, which I don't know the last time I did that, so I'm encouraged by that. I was able to use 15 pounds for bicep curls, so we're getting there. All right, see you tomorrow. Hello. It is day 24, I think, of the 342 project. I am tired, but I did it. 16 miles. It was a combination land and lever run. So I did 10 and a half miles on my own, and then I did the last 5.5 on good old lever. And I love a lever because it basically lifted me for those last 5.5 miles. And I'm happy to report no stomach issues. I have a lot of chafing going on, but I made it. So I'm super happy about that. And decent speed. The shower is gonna burn, but it's a good burn because this was a really positive run. It's the furthest I've gone training-wise since Boston, and it's the fastest I've gone. Check, check. This girl needs a shower. You're gonna hear me screaming from wherever you are, because as soon as that water hits those chafe marks, woo-wee. But I'd love to feel that burn. See you tomorrow. Hello, everyone. I forgot to record yesterday. So today, I believe, is day 26 of the 342 project. There's no good reason other than I just flat out forgot. So I was able to do my long run on Tuesday, and I was sore and tired, but happy because it was done. And I was not going to run on Wednesday because I was sore. And, but it was run club day. And somehow I ended up shuffling. And I did do a few, I don't even want to call them sprints, fast jog up the hill. So I did about half the amount that I normally do. And then I ended up walking on my way home, just preventatively. So that was good. Today was nothing. I didn't even get 10,000 steps today, and I'm okay with that. I think I'm getting ready to travel this weekend to Massachusetts. It'll be really interesting to see what running at sea level is like, so I'm excited about that. I have a 15-mile long run this weekend. I'm sitting here plotting out my race calendar. Oops. Just looking ahead, that I have basically 4 long runs left. And I should call that 4 long runs of opportunity. So I am an old school, like, I like to write down just how I felt and keeping track of numbers and things like that. I will also say this. So I've been at this, it'll be 4 weeks, a month, this Saturday. And thank goodness I am definitely feeling the benefits of, let's be honest, I'm working at it. So it's nice that, yes, I'm sore, but I can tell that I'm getting stronger. Thank goodness. All right, so tomorrow is just totally, because I'm sore, I'm going to spin on the bike for about 30 minutes. My bike, I'll take it outside, and then spend more time stretching, and then just a low, slow run outside. So no treadmill tomorrow, because I'm going to, and actually no treadmill in the weekend. We'll see how this goes. All right. Hopefully I don't forget tomorrow. Bye. Hey, everyone. It's been a minute. It's actually been about a week since my last post. I'd gone out of town to Massachusetts, and got thrown off a little bit. Well, thrown off mentally and physically. Had a couple glitches in my training. Tweaked a hamstring and sprained an ankle on the other side. So I got a solid 8-mile run in out in Massachusetts, but it was supposed to be 15. And I was disappointed with my time. I thought being at sea level was going to be easier. It was not. So, again, I just got to keep trying. And these little glitches that I got, things happen during a training cycle. Good thing I know a decent PT. So, I just finished my first unassisted run. Still on the treadmill, but I used the lever system earlier this week, and I got a solid half marathon in, and that was good. Earlier in the week, speed was a little better, and then tonight, speed was irrelevant to me. I walked 2 miles to start with. I'm talking quiet because I'm in the parking lot of my apartment complex. Guess I could be doing safety patrol. Anyway, I walked 2 miles, and then I'm glad I started slow, because in the first half mile that I ran, I thought, oh gosh, I don't know if I can keep doing this. But it went away, and the soreness. And so then I only just did another 2 miles running, jogging, and lots of stretching afterward, balancing. Tomorrow I'll do more rehab. Tomorrow's an outdoor run. So I'll report back. We got just over 4 weeks to go. So gotta keep at it. 342-ish. All right, see ya. Well, good morning, everyone. 342 project. And I have to say, I just got back from a 4-mile run. It is 4 weeks from today that the race is taking place. And I have to say, if it's anything like this morning, I'm out, because I was on the struggle bus this morning. I have been in shape. My legs just, it's frustrating because there's just no power. So ironically, I'm going to a conference this weekend about the fascial system, and I better learn something pretty good to put some life back into my legs, because they're stuck. And breathing is better, but it's still off. So it was really a struggle just to get a 10-minute mile. And I only did 4 this morning. I was supposed to do 5, but it wasn't there. So I'm going to keep trying. I will throw everything I have into it in these next 4 weeks and see what happens. So each Saturday from this point will be a good check-in. I've got a long run tomorrow in New Orleans, so we'll see how that feels. But I'm going to keep at it. What's going on here? All right, I'm going to go take a shower. Got to get on the plane. I know this isn't very encouraging, but it's reality. And nothing, I don't expect things to come easy. And I'm putting the work in, and I'm willing to do more. But we'll see what happens. All right, more later.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. I'm not on a treadmill. And this is for the last 3 days. As a matter of fact, uh, last night I was here for 12 hours. So last week I did Treadmill Tuesday from New Orleans, and I was talking about a big change coming, and uncertainty and things like that. Well, little did I know the biggest change that I didn't even know about, is that I had this amazing time at this fascia research congress, which I'll talk about probably in the newsletter. But um, super excited to talk about some changes. But the biggest change that I didn't know was coming was that I would get hit with COVID after the conference. So I came home late on a Thursday night, 11 o'clock. I got back to my place. I was all set Friday. I had 7 clients to see, 2 in person, and then 5 online, or yeah, 5 virtually. And I woke up the next morning and I thought, I was sore, but I figured, well, I did a lot of stretching that I learned from the conference. So I figured maybe that was it. And I felt super tired, but I was like, I just spent 5 days at a conference and I was traveling. And then I got through the day. And then Friday night, I started to feel a sore throat. Long story short, I tested on Saturday, and thank goodness I did because I was supposed to meet my parents and my sister um, to celebrate my parents' 56th wedding anniversary. And thank goodness I opted not to go. Um, so I got sick, and I was really sick. I had the virus one time before in 2023, and I definitely think this time was worse. I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is this. I've had to make the decision um, to opt out of the marathon I've been training all freaking summer for. So I am really bummed for so many different reasons. The marathon is literally called the last chance for Boston. It's the last chance to qualify um, because then you can apply 2 days later. But what I was reading about with running and the virus, so today is the August 19th. The race is September 6th. It's only been, I think, 24 hours since I've not had a fever, and I'm still obviously recovering. But what I was and I feel in no way any desire to attempt to run or anything like that. And with this race, it was going to be a test for me regardless. But what I want to share with you is, the importance of health and longevity. And some things I was reading about is people that, the problem with COVID is that it's still being studied and things like that. There are some people, long COVID is a thing, and you never know if that's going to be how your body's going to react. And I've heard of a couple instances where people can no longer run because of damage to their heart. Um, and I was reading a lot of times it was from premature return to running that people ended up with. I believe it was myocarditis, which is inflammation of the muscle of the muscle tissue of the heart by pushing it before it's ready to be pushed. And so once I started reading about that, I realized it's a no-brainer. So, and I'll have to figure out, the other stuff about Boston. That's another talk for another time. But it has really, like I said, these last 3 days of being flat in the bed has, with the fever, it sucks, and being sick is no bueno. And thank you to all of those who called and checked in on me and text and things like that. Um, it was and many of you know this, when you're sick like that, it's almost, and when you've got a fever, it's like your brain goes to another place. Um, and I'm glad I'm no longer in that place. But that being said, I'm really excited for, again, things that I learned from the conference. I've actually, the 2 ladies that I met at the conference have been in touch with me every day, just checking on me, making sure. Unfortunately, one of them went down with the virus as well. She's a massage therapist, and they both are actually. And she said she knew it wasn't good when she started dripping on her client. She said, "Well, it's okay. Their eyes are closed anyway." Joking, maybe. Anyway, so just recognizing what a gift health is, good health. And like I said, I haven't had this for 2 years. And it affects everybody differently, but it has kept me here in this bed for excuse me, longer than I wanted to admit. But I've just realized that I have to let my body recover. So we will get to what we were going to get to next week, but I just wanted to give you an update. So we're we're now at the coming through. We're through the worst of it, and we're finally out of the woods and reemerging, which is kind of a good hint into what we're talking about with reemerging. So I hope all of you are well. And hey, you know what? There is no shame in wearing masks. I'll tell you what. I did that when I flew out to Massachusetts and back because it was such a long plane ride and I was fine. I do think I got this at the conference. There were 600 of us stuffed in a room together. So, um, whatever you have to do to stay safe, my friends. Illness is no joke, especially as we get to be more seasoned. So that means recovery is no joke. Oh, and one thing I've made sure to do is hydrate, lots of electrolytes. Made sure to get extra um, vitamin C, oranges, um, and chicken soup, chicken noodle soup, just because it helps to open things up, and it did. But man, sometimes it's hard to eat. So the other thing I did was a daily protein shake. So again, super bummed about the race. And that happens, right? You can do all the training you want to do, and wham, something will hit you. So um, now it's about being resilient. Sorry, it's 7 minutes in. We'll close it off with again, just it's not about what things get thrown at you, it's how you're going to deal with them. So you'll see how we're going to deal with this. All right, I'll see you next week. Stay healthy, my friends. Bye bye.